Good early morning, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the LPTV Disney Morning Show. My name is Doobie Mosley, co-founder of Laughing Place, joined this morning by my good friend Kyle Burbank, the managing editor of Laughing Place.
Hello.
This is all wrong. There we go. Good friend Kyle Burbank. Still got it wrong. And also this morning with the rare treat of having the CEO coming to us live from, I don't even know if he knows where he woke up this morning. He just travels the world. Our CEO, Benji Breitbart.
I'm in New York City.
King of the high five.
Wouldn't have done
King
that.
of the high five.
You can see you can see outside my window. That's New York.
That is New York.
I'm sorry.
That's why his room's not very big.
So we've got the West Coast, the East Coast, and the Midwest represented today. We are spanning the globe, but mostly.
Where's our mountain time
we
zone
say
person?
here. Does anyone work for LP that's in the mountain time zone?
No.
Representation. Where's our DEI department? This is not good. Am I crossing?
Back to,
Okay.
well, we got Geo here, so I can move back to Arizona, and then I'll sometimes be in the mountain.
So we are here to talk about what's going on in the world of Disney today, last night, this weekend, whatever. Benji is joining us because we have something very special coming up for you as we look what's going on with Toontown, which is so close to opening now. But before we do, we start each show like we do. We start this show like we do every show. So Kyle, as you know, yesterday we were in the $93 range. How's it looking today?
Down.
Down. And Kyle, why did you choose down?
Because if I choose down and it's up, then we get a nice surprise. And if I choose down and I'm down, then I'm right.
Like First Republic Bank down or like
Oh man, it's not often we start this show. Well, no, compared to yesterday. So it's up compared to yesterday at this time. Yeah, we're starting the show before the market opens. Or I need to refresh my page. I need to refresh my page. There we go. Oh, no. Back to the 93. Sorry, Kyle. You lose.
All right.
But you win. You win because you lose.
See?
Or you lose, and therefore you... Whatever. It's still in the 93s.
Tails, I win. Heads, you lose.
All right, guys. We know you're only here for one reason. Here we go.
Very nice. Here he is.
Yuck, it's too early for this. Let's just get to it. This Snowland will be partly cloudy today and will almost make it to 70 degrees. However, temps will tumble after dark, getting down to 57. Lake Buena Vista will get to 83 today with mostly sunny skies and breezy conditions in the afternoon. At Castaway Cay, they will also have a breezy afternoon and will be partly cloudy with temperatures in the 70s all day. Perry is expecting some more showers this evening as they close out their park day. Temperatures will be in the 50s and falling throughout the rest of the night. Tokyo is also anticipating a rainy day tomorrow. Showers likely won't let up much until the late evening when it will be around 46. Tomorrow, Shanghai will be overcast and will top out at 56. As for Hong Kong, they'll get all the way up to 76 tomorrow with mostly sunny skies. Now, I'm going back to bed. But later, I'm going to ride the refurbished Indiana Jones adventure because, well, you know, I could mention it. But unlike Nick Morgan, I know not to beat a bit into the ground. Have a good weekend.
I don't know why he didn't go away. I guess I had an extra clip at the end that I don't know about.
Hashtag Ethan is Indy, and from now on, it will be known as Lake Buena Vista. I like that.
Yeah. I also like him taking shots at Nick Morgan, even though Nick doesn't watch this show, so he'll never know.
It's much safer to take the shots when Nick doesn't watch. All right, guys. Benji is here because we are going to talk some Toontown with you. Benji, what did you get to do?
I got to go to Toontown. I guess it was about a week ago. Okay, it's been a long week. It's been a week ago. And we got put on some hard hats and walked through the land. It was interesting because they were obviously still working on it, even though at that point it should have been open if you went by the original release date or opening date. And it still didn't look done. But they said, thankfully, the rains are over. So I don't know if Ethan can concur with that. So hopefully, I mean, presumably it's still going to reopen. So like you see that grassy area there in the photo, that wasn't done when I was there. So so you'll see the gang here. Something to note: Mickey has a sort of a more casual outfit there.
Looks like his Disney Dance Crew outfit.
Yeah. That will be his if he's meeting you outside outfit. So if you're meeting him inside the movie barn, go through his house and go to the movie barn, he'll be wearing what he wore before. But outside, he's going to dress down a little bit and party like it's 1993.
Following the Josh Tomorrow approach.
Yeah.
But Minnie did not get a similar.
No, she's always classy like that.
There's another character in that first photo that I think is interesting.
Yeah, so Pete and Repeat. No, wait. So this is supposedly the Disney Parks debut of Pete as a meet and greet character. They mentioned that he has sort of a renewed popularity due to his appearances on things like Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, Mickey Mouse Funhouse, Mickey's Mix Up Adventures, Mickey and the Road Trip Racers. So even if you notice, they also have Clarabelle, who has appeared in the parks, but due to her resurgence, due to Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, is now appearing sans horse collar. But so it's really trying to appeal to those young guests who might be more familiar with Mickey through the Disney Junior shows, such as this.
And anything else new you got to experience, or what struck you from Toontown?
So I would say what's interesting to me is the Imagineer that led the presentation was Jeff Shaver-Moskowitz, who you may have remembered from he was the lead on the Pixar Pier transformation, and he has young kids, and so everything kind of went through that lens. For example, they sell coffee at Daisy's Diner because he's like, parents of young kids need coffee.
Well, they probably need good coffee, but hopefully.
And so so everything is done purposefully, and including being accessible to guests that may have mobility issues, young guests that may have mobility issues or sensory issues. In fact, where the Acorn Pit used to be is like specifically designed to be welcoming. I wouldn't say it's not like advertised as such, but it is a place where the music's more muted, it's under the shade, so a guest that may need a little bit of a break from the sensory overload of Disneyland can relax over there. Even the colors of the houses have been muted a little bit. They're still rich and vibrant, but they're not as harsh as they once were. In fact, what struck me sort of as a big picture is it's transformed Toontown from like that maroon cartoon zany vibe with mallets and we even saw it with like the Toontown welcome sign. They kind of took off the screwball and all that to being something more comforting and welcoming, more inspired by Disney Junior than Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Now, obviously, Roger Rabbit's cartoon spin's still there, and Runaway Railroad has its own zany appeal, but the land itself is much more accessible. The music is supposed to be comfortable, and everything's accessible. So, for example, the slide is a roller slide, which apparently is better for guests that might have mobility challenges, as opposed to just sort of a straight slide. And there's also sort of a landing, so that if a guest needs additional time to kind of get back up from using the slide, they have a place where they don't feel like they're holding up the sort of operation of the slide. There's Donald's Boat, which is now an interactive water play area. It wasn't nearly done when we went through it, so I don't but it was sort of inspired by those bubble games where you'd push the button. In fact, Merchandise kind of made their own version of that. It's only the bottom level now, and there's different portholes around, and there's one that's designed specifically for a guest that may be at wheelchair level. So no more going to the top, but and there's this is Chip and Dale's Gadget coaster. So Gadget is not removed. She's actually at the lift hill. And the idea was to put a character there that maybe make guests that are nervous about going on a coaster for the first time. See someone sort of comforting and familiar as they're about to go start their
But
event.
is she comforting and familiar if they felt the need to change the name of the ride because people didn't know who she was?
Yeah, well, that was my question, and
Okay.
I just kind of got yeah.
I know Runaway Railway's been open for a while, but did you learn anything more about it during this tour?
No, I mean, it opened. It was fully operational. You get a better view of it from the other side of Toontown, so it's kind of nice at night. It's a new look for it.
And then merchandise, you got to see some merchandise as well?
Yeah, so the store kind of soft opened last week, but this train, which they sort of accidentally revealed by putting it on the other box, is an interactive train. It's what they call their hero item or their big e-ticket item. So the train, if the cars are separate from the train, the locomotive. So if they get too far, it kind of realigns itself, just like the attraction. And there's something like 13 different phrases, and those characters are all movable. And so depending on where they're sitting, is what kind of audio you hear as well.
Did they give a price?
That's really cool.
They did not give a price, but I will say the other item that I don't have a picture of, or there's a couple items, they are making some of the candy from the queue. So on opening, they will have power limes, and as well as the Scrooge McDuck gold coins. And they said there's more to come, but that's what they have on opening day.
They're making Guilt.
Awesome. Anything else you want to talk about from this trip?
The one thing I was kind of it's kind of funny because there's a grassy place where you can have a picnic and relax, and I was like, yeah, what's funny is on opening day that's not the experience guests are probably going to get. So I would say don't judge this on the opening day social media, because it's obviously going to be very, everyone's going to have a curiosity to check it out. But it's designed to be a little bit more of a respite from the craziness of the park. In fact, they specifically designed this to be nice at night. Now, obviously, the park, the Toontown closes for fireworks, but they did want to kind of give a sort of a kiss goodnight for those that can't stay up until fireworks are just done. So I think it's really nice. It's funny when you think about Toontown. I always thought of it as it had the coaster, it had the kiddie coaster, right, and those sort of play areas, and then one ride. Well, now it has two, at least Runaway Railway is an e-ticket, Roger Rabbit's maybe a high D ticket, and you have the character meet and greets, you have these interactive play areas, which at least at this moment will work, and it's sort of built itself up as its own ride. So
how come everyone always forgets the coaster? It's got another ride over there. It's got a coaster.
It's not the same as Runaway Railway. I mean, in terms of scope.
No, but I think of up until a few months ago, I thought, Toontown has one ride, Roger Rabbit. But no, it has two. I just completely forget that there's actually another real ride back there.
Until you go see Tales of the Lion King, and then you just hear every
All right, so we've got 3 articles on this already on our site. Please go check those out. I just put them in the chat of YouTube if you want to click and read after we're done with today's show, and see these pictures at your own leisure, as well as read all the cool stuff that's coming. Anything else you wanted to talk about before I ask you your question of the day?
I have a question of the day. What's that?
Yeah. It's St. Patrick's Day today. Kyle looks to be wearing a green cap. Benji is wearing a green shirt. I am wearing a shirt with every color in the world, so there must be green on here somewhere. And who is your favorite green Disney character?
It's a good question.
Did you book Edith for today?
I should have booked. Kyle, you need to help me with this show.
It's hard for me to envision in my head all the green characters right at once, but I would say Kermit.
I said Disney.
Correct.
We've got Peter Pan, Kermit, Princess Fiona.
No.
So I typed in green Disney characters and up pops Peter Pan, Kermit, Princess Fiona, Gumby, Mike Wazowski, Cricket Green, and a bunch of
Okay.
people I've never heard of.
First of all, Peter Pan's not great. Where? I mean, unless you got like, I don't think you mean like. I was thinking like.
I bet. So that's what I got from Google.
Green.
That's what I got from Google. I'm going to do an experiment right now, right here, live.
Ask Chat GPT.
I am going to ask Chat GPT. The other day, I was trying to find Disney movies that had parties in them, and Google just kept giving me Disney party ideas. So I went to Chat GPT, and it gave me what I wanted: green Disney characters. Send. All right, never mind. Chat GPT is not helping me today.
I would also accept like Gamora.
That's a good one.
Yoda.
Brian. Yeah, those are good answers. Kermit's, but
Mike was
isn't
asking.
the obvious one? Who's the green one in Inside Out?
Disgust.
Yeah, that's a good one. Because it's all green. All right, thanks, Benji, for joining us.
Bye.
You may now go about your normal operating day.
You didn't like my Mike Wazowski answer?
Mike Wazowski's a great answer.
He's all green.
In fact, here, I want to Mike Wazowski you.
And he's lucky. He was on the cover of a magazine.
Like this. It doesn't cover you.
Can I ask you an important question?
Sure.
Do you think four-leaf clovers are really as lucky as they say if Bugs Land had one and it still got knocked down? Like it seems
The fact that Bugs Land lasted as long as it did, given what it is, I think is testament to the four-leaf clover blessing.
Okay.
All right. In other Disney news, I didn't even give the most important part. And Toontown opens to the public on Kyle.
Sunday. Didn't know you were
Sunday.
trying to throw it at me. Sorry, I was trying to fix something on the side.
Sorry, I wasn't really throwing to you. I was trying to make it seem like
Sunday
I knew
the
the answer,
19th.
but you interrupt me. Sunday the 19th. So what a weekend it is at Disneyland with Indiana Jones reopening today and then Toontown reopening on Sunday. Very exciting times to be a Disneyland fan. Spring break, St. Patrick's Day. You got any big St. Patrick's Day plans? I know your wife's out of town. You're just going to go to the pub on your own and hang out for a while?
I think I'm going to sit and can I tell you, I made myself risotto last night. I think I might have mentioned I was going to. It worked out. I'm very proud of myself.
Really?
So yes, now I get to eat leftover pizza again to compensate.
You didn't save yourself from risotto to go with
I
your
still
pizza?
have some. Yeah, I have leftover that.
Okay.
I have leftover pasta from the other day. That I'm going to try to work into. I'm thinking I'll have like a couple small slices of pizza and then the leftover pasta. That sounds like a meal. And then the risotto,
Yeah.
I'll probably make as a side for my lunch or something.
Nice. Kyle, the chef to Kyle. What are you going to make next?
I don't know. I canceled my every plates for the next couple of weeks since I have to go to Ohio. But yeah, I will say when Becca comes back, I'm very interested to try to make her a meal, but I will need her to show me which tools I should actually be using because my dicing of the onion, first of all, oh my gosh, the eyes, like they're not messing around.
It's real.
Definitely burned, but yeah, she does it way more effectively than I did. I'm just like just cut.
Do you try to do it really fast, just like you see it on TV, and see how it goes?
I felt pretty good when I was doing that. We had chives that I had to keep in order and cut finely. I felt pretty good about that. But yeah, I think my onion skills could definitely use work.
When I do chives, I just use scissors to cut them. It's much easier. All right, next up on the docket of Disney, we'll get back to Kyle's menu making later, but Tron Lightcycle Run. What's going on, Kyle?
They're going to have a soft opening, and they're going to do it. The reason they're announcing it is because they're going to be using virtual queue, or you can buy an individual lightning lane. So the soft opening will start on March 20th. It will go through April 2nd, meaning that April 3rd it will be closed before its official opening. At least closed to the public. And So yeah, it sounds like they didn't specify. So we have to imagine that it's the same 7 a.m. and 1 p.m. drops. Also, if you are staying at a resort hotel that has special after hours benefits, there'll be another drop at 6 o'clock. Normally, they didn't, like I said, there's no other info in this. So I don't know if they'll be doing that during the soft opening period, but something to keep an eye on if you do have those privileges and you happen to be there.
Exciting. So Tron is real. You can actually count on riding it in
We
just
might have to
3
change
days.
change our Twitter profile image.
Those characters are so cool. I mean, those are some of the best performing tweets we've ever had, just tweeting out pictures of the Tron characters, and it's hard to believe that who knows when we'll see them again. Maybe they should
When can
show
I
up in
do this
Toontown.
again?
Show up in Toontown. So that's Tron soft openings. Now, we mentioned earlier Indiana Jones and the Temple of the Forbidden Eye at Disneyland, California, is reopening today. And I'm not sure if our guy's going to be out there today. I hope he is.
Unfortunately, he is not. He's going to be
He
at
is
Knot,
not.
but he will be there on
Well,
Sunday because he will be going to Toontown. So
okay, so on Sunday he'll be able to get there. I'm sure he's going to get a brand new ride-through video for us. He does a good job doing those. But OC Register had a nice article on today talking about some of the new stuff that's got in there. So I'm going to quote this one. Mara. So they do. Obviously, the big thing is they've spruced up a ton of stuff. The snake is working again. The ball is working again. Projections are fixed, sharper, brighter. Pull the rope is working. Just all that stuff that's been broken for so long. They seem to have gone through and really just got it back in a tip-top working order. They have not done any new story elements. It is not now themed to the new movie coming out or anything like that. But they did add some new special effects. So I'm going to read this one. This is how it was quoted by an Imagineer. Mara taunts guests even further with a powerful electric-like energy and frenetic apparitions. The force of Mara turns a possible passageway escape into a rubble of dust. So mostly fixes, but at least one or two new things.
that sounds
And I'm
like
sure
what was there before by my memory, but
maybe it sounds like they've added some additional effects to go with it. We'll find out. I mean, the POVs will start. You know, a couple of media have got to preview it yesterday, but I'm sure the POVs will be going up today. We'll have our POV come Sunday, and people much more detail oriented than I will be dissecting every
rider
little
cam?
tiny thing. How long do you think it is until Disney builds an attraction with a rider cam built in so people can do high quality social straight after the ride?
I
Do you
mean,
think it's coming?
since that they're giving away on-ride photos for free, so that seems like if they want to replace that revenue, that's selling videos, as if you could, I'm sure they could build a GoPro into somewhere that is non-obtrusive to the ride experience. Yeah, it seems like it's actually a pretty good. I guess you're on camera anyway, so I guess there's not really a privacy concern because people have to imagine that they're being watched at all times anyway.
Sure. Yeah, I think it's inevitable.
Inevitable.
And at some place it may become as commonplace.
Doobie, you still there? Or was that me? I'm gonna keep talking as if.
Gone.
Oh, he's back.
I'm back.
Yeah.
It's fun. I think it'll become as inevitable as exit through a gift shop. Oh, I see. I flipped
the
the
Banksy
Wi-Fi.
documentary?
Yes, the Banksy documentary.
You're my documentary buddy. I need to get it.
I do get it. I've seen that documentary. I talked about the Rubik's Cube, and I feel like I've seen a different one released recently, but I haven't. But the Rubik's Cube one. Have you seen the Rubik's Cube documentary?
Oh yeah. The Speed Cubers. Yeah.
Speed Cubers. Such a good documentary. Not at all what I expected. Like we talked about, I expected King of Kong, but it's really a tearjerker. Really good.
Tony told me he was watching the one about the was it Malaysia flight? He's like, oh no, I've made a mistake.
I want to see that one. I tried to watch it. That's not really a background one. I need to focus on that one, MH370. So, and I'm looking forward to the one. It's not a documentary, but the one about the guy who invented Flamin' Hot Cheetos, the janitor.
Yeah.
I really want to see
Eva Longoria directed. Yeah, I'm glad that movie came out. It's a good story, but yeah, it sounds like it's one of those things. If you're not familiar, I guess it's been pretty much debunked, but Frito-Lay just kind of sticks with it because it makes them good look good. So why would you dispel people of this notion?
Exactly, like the whole eBay started with Pez dispenser thing. Good story. We'll go with it. Not necessarily true. All right, over at the Grand Californian Hotel, Kyle. One thing I know about you is you love to do yoga.
That's partially true. Yeah, I would
What
love
part?
to do this. I
part is true?
enjoy yoga. I haven't actually done. Have I done a class? I don't think I've actually done an in-person class, but I've done some on YouTube. Like Becca is more into it than I am. She's gone to a few classes. So yeah, this is something I would be interested in doing. I don't necessarily love this location, but it's still pretty cool to get to do it inside of the park. And this is part of a new. They have some different classes and packages that they're offering. I know that they've done yoga at DCA, but it sounds like the Disneyland part is new.
I think so. Yeah, I've seen the pictures in DCA, but not seen this before. This is in association with the Tenaya Stone Spa over at the Grand Californian Hotel, and yeah, they're going to take you in the park for sunrise yoga in Disneyland Park on the Space Mountain Concourse.
Sunrise part doesn't sound so fun.
But you're on East Coast time, so it's okay for you. Or Midwest Coast, Midwest time. Designed for all skill levels. Even yoga mats are provided. And they already, as you mentioned, have the California Adventure. So I have done a yoga class before. Exactly one. And I will go back, and I would definitely do this as well.
It's funny, after having a dog, you're like, oh, I see where you got the names of these poses from.
Downward dog, really?
Downward dog and
makes
up
sense.
dog. Yeah, she does those all the time.
Hilarious. Do we have we don't have Mouse Madness up yet today, do we?
Not yet. The poll from yesterday, we could go check in on that if you want. I'm sure it's still a
I will check in on that. Do we know what today's
turning
matchup
Dumbo
is?
into Ivory. What? Today's
Wow.
matchup, I think, is going to be whatever the other Sleeping Beauty versus Robin Hood. Is that right?
Turning Dumbo into Ivory.
Yeah. He doesn't have tusks, so it's going to be really interesting.
That's really gross. All right. So, yes, we do have today. We will check in on today's poll. Yesterday's poll, which final results. So it is in. There will be no miraculous comeback. Snow White moves on to the Elite Eight, ousting Dumbo 81.8% to 18.2%. Dumbo never had a chance. Very sad for the little elephant. And so today's poll will be appearing later on today. And you said it's going to be Sleeping Beauty.
I think it's Robin Hood
Gotta
is
be-
the one it's up against. But
It's going to be Sleeping Beauty versus Robin Hood. Any early handicapping there?
I think Sleeping Beauty is another trouncing. It's going to be like UCLA versus whoever they played.
Asher or whatever. Yesterday, Princeton, number 15 seed, took out Arizona, a number 2 seed. And here I am making my bold tourney upset prediction. Robin Hood, this film, which gets denigrated so much but has some real diehard fans, is going to upset Sleeping Beauty and move on to the Elite Eight.
So when Ivy League schools play, do they use like nerdy trickery and stuff like you'd imagine from a movie? Or
It is fun to watch them play. They play at least Princeton plays very, very fundamental, non-flashy basketball, and their signature move is the backdoor cut, which just seems to work every single time. I'm guessing because these elite schools just don't see it that much. And Princeton has a history of big upsets early in the tournament with the backdoor cut and the good defense and the low scoring game, and it just seems to happen year after year. And now Arizona is going home, and as UCLA's rival, woohoo!
no,
Couldn't be happier about
Princeton
it.
is in a part of New Jersey that I'm not from, and U of A is also in a part of Arizona that I'm not from.
Oh, wow, this got Kyle represented with Arizona,
Yeah, no, I also
what
don't like the Wildcats because I'm from Phoenix, so ASU, Sun Devils.
who are not in the tournament. I don't even know. Did you go to college? Is your college represented in the tournament?
So I went to NAU, so no, I don't think that they're in the tournament. ASU is also usually not in the tournament. I remember a long time ago when it was Wildcats, it was Kentucky U of A. I was looking at, Mac and I were talking about bad sports teams names. So I actually found a list, and number one on their list was my, I guess what would be my alma mater, Scottsdale Community College Fighting Artichokes.
The fighting, and not they're not just artichokes; they're fighting artichokes. That should give them some street cred.
I think they were just artichokes. I think the Fighting Artichokes is fairly new, actually, but maybe I'm wrong. The story that I always heard was that there was a thing long ago where there was a student council and there was the faculty, and the administration wanted to have like a powerhouse football team and like do like lots of recruiting on that. And the student council wanted to give more money to scholarships for Native Americans because the school is actually on a reservation. They leased the land. And so there's a big fight. And so then they eventually let student council do a vote to just choose the mascot and the colors. So to undercut the administration, they made them the artichokes and made the colors pink and green.
That sounds unlike.
Again, this might be a Flaming Hot Cheetos thing, but
I was just saying. Unlike Flaming Hot Cheetos, that seems plausible. Hey, Brian, they had Pete in Disneyland. Brian, you know what? You are right, Pete.
I don't
has
think
been added. That's Pete, isn't it?
That is Pete, but I think he's saying like before. I think he's.
You think he's saying?
Tell me what you think, Brian. He might be saying that there was something. Yeah, but we don't know if it was a meet and greet before. It might have appeared in something, but. I don't know. Disney is calling this. We'll have to ask Becky Klein. Can we get her on the phone? Book Becky Klein, dude.
Yeah, she'd know. She would know. Book Becky Klein. You're right. We need a producer to do stuff like that right now. So we did talk a lot about what's going on at Toontown earlier in the show. We'll probably revisit a little bit at the end of the show, just kind of show you some of the pictures. Toontown opens on Sunday, and we've got some pictures behind the wall. But in the meantime, let us continue with today's news. We got Mouse Madness. So I don't think we have any more art of it. We're usually 2 hours later, and there's quite a bit more news already. But let's go with my article. I have put this off, but I am ready to talk a little bit about the Disney Wish. So I did an article for Laughing Place called 5 Great Spots to Spend Time on the Disney Wish. As some of you fans know, my wife, my family, myself, my wife, my son, myself, we took a cruise on the Disney Wish a couple of weeks ago. Our first time on the Wish, our 14th cruise overall, Disney cruise overall. And it was fun to see how it met our expectations and stuff. We're going to talk a lot about it. We plan on doing our first recap show on Sunday, and we'll probably do at least a couple more after that. So stay tuned to Laughing Place for us going in depth on the Disney Wish. But I did do an article last week called 5 Great Spots to Spend Time on the Disney Wish. So I just wanted to share these spots with you because I love to talk Disney cruising. So these are in no particular order, but the Grand Hall was one of my spots. This is where you see Cinderella, and this is also where they have this beautiful high-tech chandelier. It's not as beautiful as the chandeliers on some of the other ships, but the fact that it can do all these cool tech things like turn red for Pirates Night is really cool, and that's why it made it one of my favorite spots to hang out. Plus, they have tons of seating there, which isn't always the case on the other ships. So it's just a nice place to relax and hang out, because that's what Disney cruising is all about, is relaxing and hanging out, at least the way I like to do it. I like to hang out on deck 4, which is what the other ships have, do some shuffleboard, just sit on there. But this ship has a deck 5. Kyle, it's one better.
It is one better, and I know all. Can I explain the differences, or do you want to do that?
No, please do. Please do.
Oh, see, on this deck 4, you have the nice shady area because you're under the lifeboats. But if you want to go up to deck 5 and just soak in the sunshine, that is also an option.
Right, and that's a new thing. The other ships just have a deck 4 with the shade, but here we've got the deck 5. You can see this guy relaxing here. I got permission to take his picture, so it's okay. And then you can see, actually look down onto deck 5 from your room, which is weird. Every veranda room we've had before, you look straight down to the ocean or straight down to a lifeboat. Here you're actually looking straight down to a deck, which somehow doesn't make it quite as scary to look straight down, even though you will be just as dead if you fall. So
just as dead.
Just as dead. That's really a binary, isn't it? Dead, you're either dead or you're not dead. Yes. The infinity pool at the back of the ship, beautiful. We hung out here on Castaway Key Day, so it was empty. It does get crowded on other days, but when people are off the ship and you can enjoy it pretty much by yourself, great. I think there were about 6 people in here when we took this picture, and just a lovely time. And the infinity pool at the back of the ship, another great place to hang out. the Hero Zone. They brought the basketball courts and stuff indoors, air conditioned, so
And
you
the
can really
Tronny.
enjoy it with. I'm sorry. Oh, and it's Trotty. Yes, you can see they have some. Are you a cornhole guy or are you a bags guy?
Is it, um, either way, they do have those. They set those up at the farmers market at my apartment complex, and we also have some. We went to a Springfield Cardinals game and we got bag sets of different players.
Fine, and up top you can see they got some air hockey up here. And like I said, the treat here is you're not in the blazing sun. You are air conditioning and the wind, so you can actually play ping pong. I've tried to play ping pong outdoors on the other ships. It is not a realistic endeavor. So big fan of the
Just
Hero
littering
Zone.
the ocean with tiny plastic balls
and then
to get pulled out of to see who's angry. My friends. Like an old man trying to send back soup in a deli. I said, easy, big fella. Is that a Titleist?
it's a Titleist. Exactly. So fun, and it's nice places to sit as well. So it's like I said, this is about hanging out. You can actually just come here, hang out, enjoy the AC, watch some people play hoops, or when they bring out the Incredicourse, like my wife here, you can actually do the Incredicourse, this big giant inflatable obstacle course that looks like tons of fun. And if I wasn't wearing the world's tightest shorts, I would have tried it myself. But instead, I just
Are they only
watched.
bringing out one day?
So they brought it out one day on our cruise. I don't know. I don't know for certain they only bring it out on one day, but I believe I have heard that. And it's kind of sad. They bring it out early in the cruise, so you're like, oh, I can't wait to do that later. And then it never came back. So that is kind of sad. And
They should
it does
have
take over the
hours.
basket. It does take over the basketball court, but the upstairs is still open. You can still go up and do your air hockey and foosball. So it's just kind of that is an odd thing to me.
Yeah, that sounds
And
less
finally, of course, we love to hang out in our room. We had a nice veranda there. This bed is the most comfortable bed you've ever laid on. My wife got the sail away package, so all the blue adornment you see there, that's actually was extra. I think it was about $89 for the pillowcases, the towel, the Bon Voyage banner, and the set sail stuff. So tons of fun. You get to bring it all home.
comes with extra
Huh?
sticks. Don't worry about it.
Okay. And we stayed in the Sleeping Beauty room, and it was fun not knowing what our room was until we got in there and you walk in, oh, we got Sleeping Beauty, it's so fun. So anyway, those are my 5 great spots to spend time on the Disney Wish. I will let you guys, why did I put that there? Sorry. There's a link to that story if you're interested. And sorry, I put it in a private chat. And like I said, we're going to be talking about this on Sunday, and I'm going to give you a little spoiler alert. I went into this cruise hoping to like the Disney Wish, but expecting lots of disappointment in all the changes Disney made. I came out of this cruise having a new favorite Disney ship. So I'm really excited to talk about it later on this very channel. So like, subscribe, ring the bell, choose notifications, and you will know when that happens. All right, we've got some new news. Where should I start, Kyle? You've been paying attention to this.
Let's do well. The other 2 I sent you are kind of pocket picks.
Okay, so Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah.
All right, what do we got?
Tyra Banks is apparently leaving Dancing with the Stars. I believe she only did 2 or 3 seasons. I'm sure we'll say. I didn't read the article yet. This comes out as this will be the show moved over to Disney Plus last year. They added Alfonso as a kind of co-host, and I haven't seen. I assume he'll be staying on. I don't know if they're probably getting another host because you kind of need 2 people for that show. I know some people weren't. I like Tyra. I think she did great on America's Next Top Model. I didn't know if she was always she definitely brought a different energy to Dancing with the Stars, and I don't know if people really appreciated that. It was like a little bit more serious, a little more buttoned up, I feel like. So anyway, yeah, she's leaving, and we'll see what happens next with that.
Yeah, this seems to be something that just broke. All Deadline has is Tyra Banks is leaving. More to come.
That's fun. That's how you know I didn't read the article.
Yeah, I'm not a Dancing with the Stars fan, but I do know some people that are, and they weren't necessarily in love with Tyra Banks. So, but as you said, I'm sure there were plenty of people that were, and she did bring a different vibe to it. So always fun to see who's going to replace her, though. You got any picks? Who you'd like
I
to see
mean, I
replace
think
Tyra?
if it were,
Wow. The public has spoken.
I think maybe you try to get Tom Bergeron back. I don't know. I think the EP might have changed if it's gone back to the old one. Yeah, I think if Tom wanted to come back, I think that'd be a shot in the arm for the show, especially as it's on Disney Plus. And it seemed to do fairly well the first season, but I think that would really give some more energy to a show that's obviously had a long life so far, and they're trying to keep it going.
I would not be unhappy with that. Tom Bergeron is just such an incredibly fun host of everything he does, whether it's Dancing with the Stars or America's Funniest Home Videos or the Disney Legend ceremony at D23.
That's what I associate him most with, honestly, because he was the host. That was it the first year, or was it just starting the second year that he came on? I guess it was the first one, because I remember.
Yeah, I think it was the first one.
So. He said Buddy White's name, and she just came up and started accepting before he got to do his intro.
Check this out. Sorry, I just saw our latest tweet. I have no idea where this is coming from. Is this from our guys?
I
have no idea where this is from.
Go ahead and show it, and I'll comment.
I mean, it's our native video tweet, so someone from us tweeted. Got it. Mickey Mouse at the St. Patrick's Day Parade in Dublin, Ireland this year.
Okay, so I would imagine that would be Edith.
This would be Edith getting us an awesome video of Mickey at the St. Patrick's Day in Disney 100 for the St. Patrick's Day Parade in Dublin, Ireland. That's pretty awesome.
They do celebrate St. Patrick's Day in Dublin. Who knew? I always imagine it's one of those fake things that us stupid Americans celebrate that Dublin, Ireland actually does.
I totally thought this was an American holiday. That's hilarious. But who knew?
I
wonder if it started here.
She was talking about celebrating her 21st birthday. I'm like, why does that matter in Europe? She's like, because we've all watched American TV, so we think it's a big thing. So we all celebrate her birthday. So sometimes
USA. Brian, yeah, I am excited to see Toontown reopen with Pete. And as I mentioned, we started this show talking about Toontown, and we're going to end this show kind of revisiting that, showing some pictures again. So stick around. Bonjour! Oh, I get to use my French. Bonjour, Ophélie. Comment allez-vous? Bien, welcome. Right, that's the extent of my French. But thank you for joining us. I can do more, but I don't want to mess up, and then I seem like a dirty American, so we'll just keep it at that. We'll play it safe. And then you gave me a couple others.
That's all I said.
I got to ask you now, since we're on St. Patrick's Day, it's time for you to answer the question of the day. Your favorite green character?
Mike Wazowski.
Is it really?
I think so. That's my favorite Pixar movie. Yeah, I can't think of another one. I mean, there's ones that have green tints, but that one's all green, so I think that's probably the strongest one.
You know who I really thought you might go with here?
Yeah, I do like She-Hulk. I thought that was a good series, and I like this. Revisiting a meme, I think, is November 1st. Usually people use it for. But, I think it's well applied here. Good job, Disney Plus social media team.
Good job. St. Patrick's Day mood. One to sporting the green for today. Nice.
And it's on the weekend, man. This St. Patrick's Day. I'm staying home for sure. Even if I wanted to go out, that sounds like a nightmare. Amateur hour.
Seriously, they should move St. Patrick's Day so it never happens on a Friday or a Saturday night. I am going nowhere. Scary prospect anyway. Let alone on a Friday night. Vamp for just a moment, Kyle.
Okay, your wife has an answer to the green one. Pete's Dragon Elliot.
That is a good one.
Yeah, I don't remember which one. So wait, the one I confused which one is which. So one of them has two T's. The live action, one of them only has one T. So now I gotta look up.
I think the live action has the two. I think.
Okay.
All right, so ChatGPT doing a much better job for me than Google on green Disney characters. We have Kermit, Mike Wazowski, Pascal from Tangled. I feel like He kind of Tiana when she's a frog. That was very confusing for a moment. She's talking about when she's a frog. The Evil Queen, Jiminy Cricket, Yoda, the Cheshire Cat, and Groot. I'm going to go with Jiminy Cricket as an undervalued green character. I'm going to take that. Geo with Kermit. That's a good one. Hulk is obviously a great one. I think Mac would choose Hulk. But I'm going to go with Jiminy. He's the favorite character of my brother-in-law. And, kind of the conscience of the company with the environmentality. And, he hosts the Wishes fireworks show. Undervalued. Evil Queen, who would know, says the Evil Queen isn't green. So this is what ChatGPT tells me. The Evil Queen in her disguise as an old hag. Would you call that green? Equalizer? It's the Equalizer from trivia. Cheshire Cat green. All right, fine. So ChatGPT is not any better than Google at this. But at least they're all Disney characters, which Google was giving me Fiona from Shrek. Yeah, Cheshire Cat is not green in any way, shape,
It could be anything you want. What about Pascal?
Pascal was on the list, but that's because he can be whatever he wants, right?
Yeah, well, he's also green, but I think he's naturally green, but he can adjust.
Okay. So yeah, out there, let us know your favorite green characters, and then do you have something else associated with St. Patrick's Day that's Disney for you, like Darby O'Gill or going to Raglan Road, or just something else St. Patrick's Day that?
I guess the first thing that comes to mind is a decon we talked about last week. Luck of the Irish. Not
Luck of the Irish.
Watch it or anything, but yeah, that's kind of what comes to mind, honestly.
Okay, and then my final St. Patrick's Day question for you: your favorite flavor of Lucky Charm marshmallow?
Oh, well, I mean, they're all the same flavor. Probably I like the little rainbows.
Are you saying they all taste the same despite their color?
All the marshmallows, yeah, because it's food dye, not flavor.
Are you also one of those people that thinks all the M&Ms taste the same?
Yes, because they're just dyed. It's not Skittles.
Okay, Evil Queen, maybe Maleficent, but nope, Mike Wazowski. I contend that I can tell the difference in every color M&M, and maybe someday we'll do a test here. We'll get the assortment, and I will identify them.
That sounds okay. Yeah, book it. Write it down. We're doing that. I don't have an immediate time that comes to mind, but that's going to have to happen. I'm also going to need Rebecca's assistance on that day to make sure that you are truly blindfolded and not peeking underneath.
And I want a good intro from Ethan, and I want him to have a response when I get it right. Don't even bother making a response when I get it wrong. I want a right response because I'm going to do this. All right. Man, the shadows in here are something. Check that out. Woo. Crazy. Green light up for something. Nope. It's just me today. Not finally, we're not done yet. You gave me another fun thing in the chat. Let's see what Disney Parks has put out here.
Yeah, this is something we were just talking about earlier in the show, but now I think it's fun to watch this little tick-tock on the clock and the party don't stop.
You're such a rapper. Pete!
Very short. Pete, and I guess they're all friends. He's not the antagonist that I associate him with being.
That's just worse.
Okay, Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, no, that would adjust it.
Do we want a darkness retreat?
But then the camera adjusts, and we're better. Okay. Sorry. Darkness retreat. Does that sound like... So, a darkness retreat, people who don't pay attention to the Aaron Rodgers saga, it's this thing where you go into a room for 4 days of darkness and solitude. And it literally is darkness and solitude for 4 days. Does this sound in any way appealing to you, Kyle?
Apparently it made him want to play football again since he thought he was 90% sure of going to retire when he went in. And it came out wanting to play for New York. So who knows? Crazy.
But would you do that? Would you do that?
4 days sounds like a lot. I think a 1-day thing might be interesting, but even then, like not something I'm going to seek out per se.
Yeah, it would take a lot of money for me to do that. I mean, he does it voluntarily. He thinks it helps him get clarity on life and stuff like that. I don't know. How frazzled does your life need to be to where you need to go away for 4 days in darkness to get away from it all? I feel like, every time I come home, I get away from it all. This, we got the blind here. Hell, I'm distracted. Geo, if you have that one, I would love to have it if you want to get it to me in some way. That would be great. Let's check out the Twitters. I don't see anything since Edith's wonderful exclusive tweet from the Dublin St. Patrick's Day Parade.
Dublin down.
Why don't we go on to this day in Disney history?
Just a tour of all our clips.
Yeah, 9 o'clock's definitely a better time to do this show. All right, on this day in Disney history, the one and only Ken Anderson was born back in 1909. Are you familiar with Ken Anderson, Kyle?
No, but this photo looks like the early 80s.
Ken Anderson, as a Disney fan in the early 90s, mid 90s, late 90s, my assistant here is thankfully doing some blinds adjustment. Ken Anderson was a name you just saw come up all the time. He's kind of been, forgotten over the years, maybe because, he passed away sooner than some of the others, but he was an art director, writer, and animator named the Disney Legend in 1991. He worked on some of the most well-known films, Snow White, Pinocchio, Dalmatians, Jungle Book, and also worked on Disneyland and Epcot. So major, major, major figure that just over the years hasn't gotten a lot of the, yes, triple major, a lot of the, hasn't been remembered as much as some of the others that have stuck around with us longer and kind of been more in the public eye. But definitely Ken Anderson, posthumous happy birthday. Ken Anderson, born on this day in 1991. Kyle, did you know?
Born on this day in 1991?
1901, sorry.
Thank you.
1909. Disney Legend in 1991.
Thank you.
Born in 1909. Thank you for keeping that.
I was like, he died before that photo. He lived. He wasn't born when that photo was taken.
All right, Kyle, this is kind of a tricky trivia kind of thing for you, but did you know on this day in 1929, the first Mickey Mouse cartoon made was released?
Yes, that would be Plain Crazy.
You are right. That would be Plain Crazy. And it was the first Mickey Mouse cartoon made, but it was not released until later when sound was added. So Steamboat Willie therefore became the first Mickey Mouse cartoon released, and the one that people think of as the first Mickey in 1928. But then on this day in 1929, a few months later, Plain Crazy made its debut. There's some interesting, trick your friends today with that one. When was the first Disney cartoon made released? Who was that? Was that a green character? That was Elliot. Drive by Elliot. There you go. Somebody's favorite green character. Right, that is better. We're good now. Thank you very much. I have a lighting designer here. Do you have a lighting designer?
No, especially not right now. But I do have. I have this window that I need to close, and then over. Well, it's not going to go far enough. I have a softbox light that shines on me.
On this day, in 1971, one of Kyle's favorite films of all time was released.
Definitely. Excited to see if I've seen it. Heard of it.
Come on, start the test.
This is not the right trailer. Your host screwed up. This is not the right movie. I can't believe I'm so incompetent.
Computer Wore Tennis Shoes is not the movie?
It's not the movie.
What movie were you trying to go for?
The movie I was trying to go for. Well, that's really pathetic, Doobie. The Barefoot Executive. Also starring Kurt Russell, but The Barefoot Executive.
The one that was supposed to be a launch day Disney Plus title and still is not there, and my wife is very upset about it.
Still not on Disney Plus. That is amazing.
So excited to watch it. Wow. Seriously, that was like the first thing she saw on there. She's like, "Oh yeah, I love that movie," and Can't watch it.
You can watch it. You just have to pay for it. It's streaming on streaming services if you pay for it.
$4 for that.
It stars a monkey. I need to at least show you guys the title for it or something. All right, Barefoot Executive.
Not the same.
Image search.
Not the same monkey from Bedtime for Bonzo, is it?
I think it's actually the same monkey from Friends, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't
Marcel.
think so.
You don't think
No,
monkeys
it's
live
not.
that long?
No, I think Marcel's a completely different type of monkey.
This is a chimp. Maybe this. I wonder if this is from BJ and the Bear, or Everyone's Way. No, that's an orangutan. All right.
I've met the monkey from Pirates of the Caribbean because she was on Community. Her name is Crystal, and I have a photo of her on my head.
Right now?
No, I don't have a photo of her on my head right now. No.
Oh, I thought you had a photo of her on your head. You have a photo of her on your head.
Yes.
I got the intonation there a little bit off. I'm sorry.
I put the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable.
Yeah, exactly. Whew. All right. Barefoot Executive, 1971. You cannot see it on Disney Plus. What?
I'm just imagining me having a photo of a chimp on my head for some reason. Under this cap, I'm hiding a photo of a monkey. For no
That's what I
reason.
heard. That's what I heard for some reason. I know the reason. I'm not smart. But on this day, I can't believe I skipped a year, too. Dude.
Skipped a year, skipped a
On this
grade,
day,
all sorts of
in
things.
skipped 2 grades, by the way. In 1951,
I think you could have used those, honestly.
and not only did I skip it, but it's actually appropriate. On this day in 1951, Kurt Russell was born. Happy birthday, Kurt Russell. Starred in The Computer Wore Tennis Shoes.
Here he's talking about
Sorry.
wine, I guess.
And The Barefoot Executive.
Wine.
He is talking about wine here. He was named the Disney Legend in 1998, and from Copper and Fox and the Hound, Barefoot Executive, Original Family Band, Horse in the Great Flannel Suit, Computer Wore Tennis Shoes, Now You See Him, Now You Don't. In the 70s, 60s, and 70s, this was the Disney guy, and then later on did Miracle, Sky High. Is perhaps, and this might be an interesting question sometime, is there a more quintessential Disney actor? Or do you think Disney actor, is there anyone more so than Kurt Russell when you think of, voicing an animated character, all the live action stuff he did in the 60s and 70s, and then coming back and doing more in the 2000s?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. I don't think it would come to most people, like more casual fans, but I do have a fact. I'll let you designate whether or not it's fun. Kurt Russell is not Jeff Bridges.
I was late learning that too, but yes, that is a fun fact. Yeah,
Different people.
It's not a TIL, but that is a recently I learned. All right, on this day in 1999, only 2 years after it was supposed to, one of Kyle's all-time favorite attractions opened to the public. This is actually a video from its final day, but it opened in 1999, the original test track.
I remember I specifically remember going on a trip. I love the old Laughing Place logo watermark here too. Going on a trip to Walt Disney World when I was a kid, and I realized later in life that a lot of my memories were of Epcot. Like I remember Ellen's Energy Adventure because I was a big Bill Nye fan, so I definitely remember seeing that. Remember Living with the Land, and but I do also remember walking by this area and hearing an announcement about Test Track coming. And this was probably years before it actually opened. But I do remember hearing that. And I was, it was one of those things where you don't have a sense of time. It's just like, oh, we came right before it opened. No, it probably came like 3 years before it opened. But yeah, so that's one of the things I remember.
I get it. My first trip was 1997. Remember, this test track opened in 1999. I came in 1997. It was doing test runs. You could hear it every 15 seconds. We're like, please soft open, please soft open. And yeah, 2 years later, what happened? Really loved taking my nephew on there when he was tiny. That was Test Track 2.0, the one that's there now, was one of Gideon's favorite rides when we lived there. We rode that all the time.
Tron Track.
All right. On this day, gotta Fix that. Share this tab. Close that one. On this day in 2005, not in Florida, but in California, Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters opened.
The superior version.
So, Kyle, tell us the major difference between the two versions of these attractions.
You can lift your blaster in this one, and it has a different name, and there's no the tunnel is different because there's no dream flight.
Yes. But yeah, if you're trying to get a good score, you can lift your blaster and control your
Also,
own.
the voices are different.
Really?
I'm pretty sure the voices are different. The Zurg here is like the movie Zurg, whereas I'm pretty it's Newman, Wayne Knight from the TV show. Just like the Tigger voices are different between the two Pooh attractions.
That's really interesting. Not aware of that. Thank you, Kyle. And finally, on this day in 2017, the best and Kyle's favorite of the live action remakes was released.
That's not untrue.
This is a small village.
You are the most gorgeous thing I've ever seen. Nobody deserves you.
And it's small-minded as well. But small also means safe.
Having not seen a lot of the live action remakes, this is probably in contention since almost by default. I think the first Alice, I think, was fun enough.
I liked the first Alice a lot, so I will agree with you on that. I liked the Maleficent sequel, not the original, so I'm not sure if you put that in the category, but I did like the Maleficent sequel. This I could not finish. I stuck it out till I get to Be Our Guest. I'm like, Be Our Guest is going to redeem this thing, and then Be Our Guest was just terrible, and I'm like, okay, I'm done. I did not enjoy this at all. I know your wife is a huge Beauty and the Beast fan. Does she like this?
She thought it was fine. It was one of those things where I'm like, I'm glad I saw it. You don't need to. I do like Evermore a lot. I think that song's good. So we got that from this.
I do not like Evermore.
Now I know she'll never leave me, even as she runs away. She will still torment me.
I like it now. I wish the version of the movie was that good. That was fantastic, guy.
Yeah, apparently my voice gets better if I just try to sing like Josh Groban. This is a life hack.
But this inspired the TV Beauty and the Beast musical that came out last year, and that I thoroughly enjoyed. So for that, I thank live action adaptations. And Geo helping us out here. I did not have this one on my list. On this day last year, 2022, Lodico Findon set foot on the Galactic Star Cruiser.
They should really add
Pretty
that
awesome.
to thisdayindisneyhistory.com. Like, they're
They
slacking.
should.
Should we write editor at thisdayindisneyhistory.com?
Do it. Geo, do that for us. We don't want to make it seem like we're tooting our own horn. Can you do that for us, Geo? Okay. That is this day in Disney history. Do not have any pocket picks today other than the ones we already showed you.
Well, it's past 8 o'clock, so let me go see if there's any other news.
You check the news. I'm going to recap our big story today, which was Toontown, and the fact that Toontown reopens on Sunday. We got a preview of it. Some of our LPers got a preview of it. One of the big stories is the fact that Pete is making his Disney park debut. Check him out. How exciting is that? That you're going to be able to meet Pete at the Disney theme parks.
Lucas informing me that the reason that the Tigger voice is different in Disneyland than Walt Disney World is because of the voice actor's death. So, fun fact. I am correct that there is a difference.
Not fun. Not a fun fact. Hard to disagree with you there. Let's look at Mickey's house. We've been told the colors on the houses are a little bit more muted, not quite as zany as they were. And check out Mickey's outfit there. Mickey Mouse, when he's outside in Toontown, is going to have a little bit more casual look, as you can see right here. Or as Kyle called it, the Mickey's Dance Party look.
I remember Rebecca hating that, the way he's like, kick off these old duds, or whatever he says, and tears them off and got a new fly look. Remember Drink Up Me Hearties Yo-Ho, and they had to change it to, it was Drink Up Me Gangsters Yo-Ho that they had to change. This is a real thing that happened.
I know. We should do the oral history of Mickey's Dance Party. That was crazy.
Disney Dance Crew, I think is what it was called.
But he had some moves. Mickey has some moves. So you saw Pete. There's Mickey's new outfit. Let's see. Oh, Clarabelle also. She has been seen in parks before, but she's going to have a pretty good presence here, minus the horse collar. And you can see her there. And then the new merchandise as well. The merchandise that they're really excited about is this train set, which Benji told us, is remote controlled. And if the cards get too far apart, it'll kind of realign itself, just like the real one. This looks fun. It has different sounds. So I'm hoping we find a way to make this part of our collection to go along with the car that we bought when we were down there recently.
I fear the price of this.
I fear it too. No, you know what? I don't.
They said it was a big ticket item.
Let's put our bets down now, so you can see it's not huge. It's not like it's it's a small thing.
How much was the car that Rebecca bought?
Rebecca, if you're out there, here, let us know how much the car was, and then we will put our predictions on the price of this, and the winner will buy the loser one. No, the loser will buy the winner. Oh, Doobie, horse has the horse collar. Good point. Clarabelle does not have a horse collar.
Wow,
$49.99.
Okay,
$49.99.
Then I think I might be in the Geo range here. He's saying $129.99.
Geo says $129.99. Kyle says I'm going with $79.99.
Okay, that was kind of where I was originally thinking before Rebecca told me that car was $50. I'll say $99.99.
All right, so we're not playing Price is Right rules. Whoever is the furthest away will buy all three of us the item. That is what we're doing here. All right. Thank you, Gio, for participating.
My fingers are firmly crossed.
Small print rules only apply if Gio is the loser. So that's what's going on at Toontown. Opens on Sunday. Very exciting to see all the pictures and stuff coming out of there on Sunday. Our own Mike Celestino plans to be there, and it's going to be a good time. Indiana Jones reopened today. Indiana Jones. It's been closed for quite a while. It's got a lot of repairs.
Tourists.
The snake is back.
Why did it have to be tourists?
The snake is back and working. Projections, a lot of stuff that's just not been working forever or been kind of partially working. It should be back and brand spanking new, and really, really, really excited to see that and experience that. It's been a long time since I've experienced Indiana Jones the way it's meant to be. And don't forget to vote on Mouse Madness later today. Sleeping Beauty versus Robin Hood. That should be going up shortly. I think Sleeping Beauty is the huge favorite, but I am picking my Princeton upset special. Robin Hood is going to take that one. Mark it down. Your diaper dandy pick of the week.
I hope it wins just so we can use the headline, Oodalali, what a day. Or what a game. You could do game.
Do we do a post article? Like this is the winner, and
the following day usually has a recap of what happened the day before, filled with punny goodness usually.
Are you going to say
Mac? But he's luckily just as clever, if not more clever than I am. So.
Are you going to make sure? No, hard disagree there. Kyle is the most clever person I know when it comes to stuff like that. But are you going to make sure he writes Snow White pounded Dumbo into ivory?
No, I'm not going to make sure of that.
Gio with his contribution. I think Maleficent will burn down Sherwood Forest. Did Disney? No, I did not say Pete first appeared in Steamboat Willie. Oh, did Disney say that? Not did Doobie say that? Oh, interesting. I don't know, Germ. Now we got some research to do. I check the Twitters. I want to show Edith's tweet again because I'm very happy we have this. I feel very privileged to have an actual live video that we took from the Dublin St. Patrick's Day. I'm pretty sure no other Disney site is going to have this.
At least no American.
And if they did, they would get to it faster. So other than Mickey and Minnie, other than Mickey and Minnie, the thing I really love about this is look how the driver's dressed. That is Ireland.
That is Ireland for sure.
That is Ireland in a nutshell.
I was wondering if they have an Irish, if they're already there, or if they came over from Disneyland Paris.
They got to get back to Toontown by Sunday too.
Yeah, I mean they got the Concorde.
They don't have the Concorde. I don't know if you heard, Kyle. It doesn't fly anymore.
They have it. It's a
Oh.
most exclusive. It's magical.
All right, that makes sense. I think the Princess Diary. Oh, that's kind of exciting. All right, let's get this up real quick, and then I think we are done with today's show. The Princess Diaries, a favorite of a lot of people. Are you a fan of this movie, Kyle?
Never seen it.
Yeah. I'm not sure I have either, but I saw the sequel. So, Princess Diaries will be screening at the El Capitan March 24th through 30th. They do a lot of screenings of past movies there, and this is the next one to come up. Kind of fun. Anne Hathaway and Julie Andrews. Anne Hathaway was just getting started here. She is now like a megastar. She may have gone megastar to where she's now past megastar, but it'd be fun to see her in the beginning.
Mandy Moore.
Anything else we got, Kyle? Who's in there?
Mandy Moore.
So you have seen it apparently.
I haven't. I just know that she's in it.
That's all I got. You got anything?
I do not see anything.
Okay, so thanks for joining us today. We'll be back on Monday, 9 a.m. to start this all over again. Tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Pacific, we have Disney Trivia Live. I think I'll do a St. Patrick's Day theme contest, perhaps, or at least March. And then on Sunday, we're going to, not sure what time yet, but we are going to do a Disney Wish recap. And
you could do a crowdsource one where it's like inspired by Baylor, who's your favorite Disney bear, which is the best Disney bear, and do different March Madness themed ties into different mascots.
Okay, that's a great idea.
Thank you. And that way, Gio won't
Artichoke.
win because he sucks at crowdsource.
So we got the artichoke too. Who's your favorite Disney artichoke? Right?
Yeah, I wish I knew of one.
Or a fighting artichoke, not just any artichoke, a fighting artichoke.
Yeah.
So we'll see you. I will see you tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Pacific, 10:30 p.m. Eastern. Please do us a favor, like the stream. Do not forget to subscribe. Ring the bell. It's like a 3-step process. You got to subscribe, and you got to ring the bell. And then when you ring the bell, it's going to have this little drop down. You got to say you want notifications of videos.
But it's
so
all
you
worth
know
it.
It's all worth it. I mean, who wouldn't want to see this shirt? All right, we'll see you guys on Monday.